There we go.
We're live now. Okay, so here's the deal. Christy bought me this shirt a long time ago, right? And I've been holding on to it, and I've lost enough weight that I can wear it. It's a little tight when I go like this, but she's like, no, that's like the style for overshirts. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But yeah, that's the problem is I was just like, is this shirt inside out? Because the outside is very faded, and on the inside is very vibrant. But when you look at it, though, like, here's the pocket.
Oh, well, there you go.
This is how this shirt is supposed to be. I don't know. I would never design a shirt like this, but it is what it is. So
cool, whatever, man.
Yeah, I guess it's a conversation starter because I guarantee when I wear it out, people are just like, "Why is he wearing his shirt inside out?" So it would be one thing if I wore it like this and they were both that way, but the fact that the inside is so vibrant is what throws everyone off. So
yeah.
Do y'all know if Joseph is joining us?
I didn't know if he was.
Let's see. Let's go back to the chat real quick here.
No, Wicked, go with Mom.
You don't want to.
All right, well, screw you. Thank you.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Started a new book today from 1 to 4. I don't know if Joseph is joining us, but I'm just gonna tag Jen real quick, see if maybe.
Ooh.
Like, hey, motherfuckers. I'm just starting the show.
So I'm trying to get through as many of the 8 and 16-bit era Castlevania games as I can. We've got a comment here. Oh, look, my boy showed up. Well. Thank you, Alex. So that's his comment for everything. He even beat Sai, the stream I did earlier today. He showed up like 15 minutes early and was like, I want to be first. And then, of course, Cyrus' reply was, well. So.
Hi, Alex.
Technically, I was first. I just didn't comment first, but I was watching first.
Oh, I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't see the. Yep, been trying to load the page for about 5 minutes. Her computer. So I went over to my mom's. We pretty much everybody went over to my mom's on Friday. She paid all the grandkids to come over and help her with cleaning the house or whatever. And then I had to she had this TV. She wanted it mounted to the wall. She had the mount or whatever. And so I mounted the TV. Guess who's back again? That's his other joke is Shady's back. Anyway, because Dad's been streaming so much. Anyway, I was like, hey Mom, I know your computer's really old. I need to do some work on it. I might have time this week, so I'm gonna take it. And she's like, okay. So I went in and backed it up. It's a decent sized Dell.
Oh yeah.
And I got to looking at it. The manufacture date's 2018, but I'm like, it's definitely getting long in the tooth, but it's not too bad. But then Alex and I get to looking at it, and now granted, it's the mobile version of the processor in it, but this thing has a Ryzen 5 in it. I'm running a Ryzen 3 in the computer I'm streaming on now. Damn. I'm just like, it's got a terabyte hard drive in it, which I'm just like, okay, this is a decent laptop. So I was chatting with Lou, and I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do is I think this week, as long as I've got time at work, I'm going to nuke it and put it should run Windows 11 just fine. I think the reason why it runs so janky is because I would have been the one that re-imaged it, and I cannot tell you when that's ever happened. So yeah, it's more than enough time has passed that it should have been nuked and been redone. And so anyway, so I'm going to work on that. And then if it is still running slow, I'm probably going to go down the Linux path and throw that on there and definitely make it so.
You said words. I don't know what any of them mean.
I'm going to make it go faster. So.
I did reach out to Joseph. I don't know if he's.
Well, it's 4 o'clock there?
Yeah. So
I can't remember if he said he was coming or not.
No, I don't.
He mentioned something earlier. I'm going back to the chat. He said something or another about another book he's starting, but he didn't say it was this one. So
I don't think it was this one.
Yeah, I don't think he's joining us for this one.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
He's not online right now anyway, so that's okay. I wonder how we can help Jen with all of her computer issues. 'Cause
I truly believe, and Jen I think might agree with me, or we have talked about this, that it is
It is.
whatever energy field, electromagnetic field that girl's been born with, just
It's
simply
bad. It just
repels.
Yes. No. Absolutely.
get
Yeah.
her file and mess with it like
Good.
Magic 2.0.
Yeah, messed with her file, so this would happen.
Oh, I forgot I can do this.
Oh yeah.
I can. I forgot when I'm streaming on here, I can actually pull in the comments very easily. So, which is nice. Eugene's book. No, it's not my book club. It's all of our book club. So, but yeah. So yeah, when Jen gets on, we'll get started because I kind of need to be done 6:30. Christy's cooking dinner, so
Yeah, no worries.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 6:30, dude. We got 25 minutes to go.
okay for me.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think of the book? Well, I think it's okay, right?
It's pretty much. It's weird because so we have a niece who's over in Jen's timeline right now. Like she's in
She's in the UK.
in the UK, and then we've got my nephew who's over in Vancouver. So we're talking Mountain Time.
3 hours.
So yeah, to mess with like having conversations between everybody is like no.
Yeah. I mean, just trying to keep up between us, I have to always keep remembering I've got to make sure I put it in both Eastern and Central at the very least.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and then whenever we have a guest, if I don't know exactly where the guest is located, I also have to be like, hey, we're going to be streaming 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain,
Yeah,
5 Pacific if you just happen to be on that coast.
all the things.
All over the things.
But we thank Sir Sanford Fleming for the standardized time.
Thank you, Canada.
Created. Thank you, Canada.
Yeah. Epic line. You have to be done by 6 to 7. Yeah, because we're having dinner, dude. So
We had dinner.
We had dinner.
I was telling him when I was playing the game earlier, I was like, all right, guys, I really need to stop at an hour. Like, I really need to jump out at about the hour mark. I ended up playing for an hour and a half, but because he told me I could. He's like, Dad, I'm not planning on streaming today. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to play a little bit longer. So, y'all's kids are older.
Yes.
Do you get this joke? You have to be done by 6, 7.
It's gibberish. It doesn't mean anything. It's gibberish.
Exactly.
It's
I
like
know exactly.
toilet. It's just.
But y'all know the reference.
Aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you got the joke. Yeah, no, I didn't catch it at first, Peanut. So, yeah. I don't know if it's my shitty ass laptop or my shitty ass internet, but I guess I'm gonna have to be uncomfortable for the next hour and hold my fucking phone up to do this fucking call.
We love you, Jen. Thank you.
Love you, Jen.
Aww.
We'll just make it a short episode. We'll just I won't do a bunch of extra stuff. We'll just be like jump in, get the show done, get it.
It's just a one-off. This is a one and done book. There's no series. There's no
And I have a feeling a lot of us are going to be on the same page.
I think we might be.
Really? I'm okay. We're gonna see. I mean, we already know how Sean feels.
Yeah,
Yes, we do.
which I didn't think this was a Sean book too when I.
I didn't think this was a Sean book either.
No, I didn't think it with Sean in mind.
I love the fact that now, granted, we still need to talk about what we're going to do about episode 100, but we've been doing this for 100 episodes, and I love the fact that we now know. Oh, this is clearly a Chris book. This is clearly a, whoever book. So
yeah, we can sort of. I think we've gathered each other's.
There she is.
Hi. Oh,
Hi.
no.
You look so happy.
Yeah, because my fucking laptop is just sitting here loading the page for the last 10 minutes. So I get to hold my phone on my knee for the next hour or so. Yeah, it's great. It's this is my fucking life every day, all day. Are we live?
Yeah.
We're live.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
great.
gonna live, so.
Glad everyone gets to hear me
It's fine.
have a breakdown as usual. If
It's
I
all
do this,
good.
it's gonna just make me sideways. Yes, it's
Yeah.
gonna look stupid and vertical.
It will be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So
Y'all don't understand how fucking frustrated I am with this laptop. I did a 8-hour update on it overnight the other day, the last time it was on, and then I come back to this shit. I can't even load StreamYard. Like, are you kidding me? I have podcasts to record of my own. Anyway, great.
Eugene's got a laptop for
I just can't. I can't ship it to you because it would cost more than the entire laptop is worth.
Probably
today.
not, on account of the.
Yeah.
So plus my mom might actually want it back. If it actually runs halfway decent, my mom actually might want it back. But she just bought a new iPad, so I don't know. Like I'm kind of like putting it together, and I'm halfway thinking, well, maybe Nicholas can use it if he needs to do something. Although before we get started, real quick, that dragon's already calling me. Dragon's already calling me. The one that you chase, kind of like a drug, but about PC gaming.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is working pretty well. Like the video game streaming is going pretty good, but I'm pegging out at 40 to 50% on my CPU usage. I might need to upgrade it. So, but unfortunately, I'm at the point that if I did upgrade it, it's like the motherboard won't really go to the next processor. So I need a new motherboard because I was like, oh, I could maybe just get Alix's, like if he upgrades. Problem is if he upgrades, he really needs a new motherboard as well. So we've already hit this part where it's just like, no, it's just gonna keep matriculating. So it is.
It's
what
always
it is,
best to invest in a huge, like a massive upgrade is the motherboard first.
Yeah. Well, see, he for right now, I mean, right now he's perfectly fine. But like I said, that dragon's all right. He doesn't want to admit it, but you're chasing the dragon. Yeah, you are too, you little turd. Anyway, yeah, he's already told me about different things. Now the thing is, though, is at least his video card is new enough that like if he did make a jump, he could still hold on to his video card and probably be pretty fine. I, on the other hand, if I did make this jump, it's like, okay, well then the video card might be the part holding things back. But you know what? That's for a different show. All right. That being said, let's go ahead and get started here. Let me take this banner off real quick. And we can start the show. Let's see. There we are. And here we go. 3, 2.
This is the Marginally Geeky Show, the epically geeky book club.
Welcome out to the Marginally Geeky Show. I'm your host for the evening. It's almost evening. It's close enough. Eugene Stevens. This is episode number 98, and I'm joined by Ray, Chris, and Jen. How are y'all doing?
Hello.
Jen's just like,
I'm here.
Yeah,
Jen
I'm
is
here.
I'm
I
here
get
on
it.
my cell phone.
And
I'm
we are
sorry.
We are very happy that
Yes.
you're here.
We are very happy you're here on your cell phone.
Thanks.
So,
Happy to see you guys.
like I said, this is episode number 98. We are doing The Once and Future Witches by Alix E. Harrow. Oh, you've got a physical copy of it. Nice. So we'll have to talk about that if you Jen's got a physical copy too. Okay. All right. When we haven't made have part of a conversation here as to whether or not it was read, listened to, whatever, because there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and just jump into it. Chris, this was your pick. Why did you pick this book?
Because I saw it on an Instagram reel.
Okay.
I had saved an Instagram reel of standalone fantasy books.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out all I have in my house are just series, beginnings of series. And we have done enough series. And I have downloaded enough free beginning of series where I'm like, no, I shall not be sucked down this rabbit hole yet again. And if we like it, take you all with me. Because we've done that enough to each other. So this was one of them because it was like 13 standalone fantasies that this person particularly liked. And so I was like, well, which one? Oh, this one sounds kind of cool. And then, I told Ray we had to go to the bookstore.
Oh, we went to the bookstore.
So we went to the bookstore.
Then you went to the bookstore.
'Cause I did not have it in the house.
Fair enough. Fair enough. This one is rated a 4.6 out of 3,933 reviews, at least on Audible. The synopsis, we're going to run through it real quick. In 1893, there's no such thing as witches. There used to be, in the wild, dark days before the burnings began. But now, witching is nothing but tidy charms and nursery rhymes. If the modern woman wants any measure of power, she must find it at the ballot box. But when the Eastwood sisters, James Juniper, Agnes Amaranth, and Beatrice Belladonna, joined the suffrages in New Salem, they began to pursue the forgotten words and ways that might turn the woman's movement into the witches' movement. Stalked by shadows and sickness, hunted by forces who will not suffer a witch to vote, and perhaps not even to live, the sisters will need to delve into the oldest magics, draw new alliances, and heal the bond between them if they want to survive. There's no such thing as witches, but there will be. All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's talk.
Sorry.
So let's talk about the characters. The first character, James Juniper, is the youngest sister. She's the wild one. They talked about the mate. Was it with the maiden, the mother, and the crone? Yeah. So she's the maiden of the three. She's also the one with the big secret. So as the book talks about, the three sisters were brought up by their mother, and they had a horrible father.
Yeah.
Who in her mind, basically they ran off and left her.
Yes.
We find out later in the book that was not the case.
Mm-hmm.
There was other stuff going on, as there often is. But she thought her sisters basically just left her, and she ended up killing her father because it's like enough is enough.
It.
Fuck that motherfucker.
Oh, he definitely deserved it. So.
Also very young. She's only 17.
Yes.
Yeah.
The next sister, the middle sister, is Agnes. She's the strong one, and in this one, she is the mother because she is pregnant. Like I said, she's the strong-willed one. She's the mother of the group, and then the eldest daughter is the librarian. She's the smart one, and she's the crone. And so that makes up our three sisters. The three witches that were. Originally, the stories were that there were three powerful witches, and this trifecta were the ones that pretty much did everything, and that there would be these three would come back in some shape, form, or fashion. So, the only other two characters I wrote down was Cleopatra Quinn. She's a journalist. She's the leader of the daughters of, how do you say it? Tituba. Yeah, Tituba. And then we've got our main bad guy. Very clear at first. Well, it's clear that he's a bad dude, but it's not clear exactly how bad he is. He's actually the big bad of the story. Gideon Hill, who's a conservative politician. Imagine that. So,
yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started here. Favorite parts of the book? Anyone want to start?
I'll go.
Okay.
I really like the magic system in this book. I really liked that it was a combination of physical power that you had to have, like just a physical exertion, chance spells, physical things that you had to use, like herbs or like materials, and like I think Cleo has a wand. They all have, or some object that they use to kind of light up, like a flashlight kind of thing. And I liked that it wasn't just only women being able to wield magic, but there's men's magic too. And it wasn't that you had to be born into a magical family. You just you knew the words, you had the ways and the will, then you too could wield this kind of magic. You didn't have, it wasn't special to a certain type of family or genetic predisposition. So I liked that.
I like that too.
Yeah, I really like that. That's probably the biggest thing that I liked about that was the magic system.
Yeah, so when we first start the book, it talks about how there's no more magic essentially in the world, except for very small magic. I think is even the term they used for small magic. And it was things like the way it was first described, it was like women being able to use these small magic to do things like keep the house tidy, starch a shirt or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, so when we talk about magic in this book, are we talking about like legit magic, or are we talking about like tricks and stuff? And then it becomes very, very clear. Oh no, it's like legit hardcore magic. So I'm like, okay, so
Close-up magic.
Yeah, I know. Right? Yeah. And it's like, is the small magic the same way? Is it like just little tricks and hints? But no, it's legit magic as well. So I like that as well. And like you said, because that's one of the things about a lot of books that have, a magic system in it or whatever. There's something about it when it's just like, oh no, only these people can do it. And it's kind of like, well, you hope that maybe some of the other characters are maybe going to find it or something like that. And I'm like you, I did like the fact that it's like, no, like if you're willing to learn it and you've got what it takes, you're willing to put forth the effort, go for it. Yep. So the other thing that I really liked was I did like the final battle. I did like how they set that up. Not exactly. I like happy endings generally. So not the happiest of endings, but it was an okay ending. Any other favorite parts, Ray?
Come on, find something.
I like the idea of the story.
Okay. Jen, any favorite parts of the book?
I also liked the magic system, like Chris said, but I also I like it when it's like a modern retelling of stories we know.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of pulled together a lot of nursery rhymes, fairy tales, other stories even that you've heard throughout your childhood or life or whatever, and puts a spin on it, like the characters end up being certain people that we've heard about in these stories, or, descending from, or a lot of the spells were like actual nursery rhymes or whatever. So I kind of thought that was cool.
I've just realized I kind of completely skipped over our first thing that we usually start with, and that is, what were your initial thoughts? I skipped over that. So let's go back and make sure we know what track we're on. Chris, initial thoughts?
Initial thoughts. I was excited to read this because I like historical fiction with a like fantasy element or paranormal element to it. I really liked Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and I liked, or Vampire Slayer, and I like that kind of reimagining where it's like this historical fiction, but how cool is it that they've interwoven this, fantasy or paranormal element to it. So I thought that's what I was getting, that I was learning about, I was going to be effectively learning about the suffrage movement in New England, and that it just happened to be woven in with witches and how that would kind of look. And I didn't get that. And so I kind of got bored. Got bored with it. I really wanted to like this. I really, really wanted to love this because it has great reviews. It's like a 4.2 or 4.3 on Goodreads with thousands of reviews. And the woman I got the recommendation from her reel has a tattoo of one of the sisters on her arm. Like, she loves this book. So I'm like, okay, well, it's got to be something. And for me, I really like the magic system. I also have a crap ton of sisters, so I get the whole sister dynamic of, the infighting and the bickering, but you kind of have this like unspoken sort of, we stand up for each other. We can fight, scream, or say crappy things or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like we're going to protect each other. So I liked all of that, but it wasn't quite enough of anything. It was lots of little things. Where I was like, I really would have loved. Okay, so we're talking about the Sisters Grimm. Well, that's really cool. I would love to hear about that. We all thought it was the Brothers Grimm, but it's not. They're sisters. So what's that? And then there was very little, very, very little about the suffragist movement. There was a little bit at the beginning, and then it was sort of peppered throughout it. I actually didn't finish it. I got
really? Wow. Okay.
I found it really hard to give a crap about the characters. I found it very difficult to be like, I want to so bad, but I just can't care enough, because there was too many ways the story could go, and it was. I felt like the author just didn't pick, because it's a one-off, so you want to get the whole thing in one shot. But I would have preferred either the suffragist movement or this really cool magic system. or like the Sisters Grimm thing with the nursery rhymes, and they're the ones that actually wrote out, like that would have been cool too, but it was just not, so I really, really wanted to like it and kind of thought it was fine.
Fair enough. Ray?
I tried so hard.
I know you listened to it.
Okay,
though.
I was going to say, so did you read it, Chris, or did you listen to it?
I listened.
Mhm.
And I listened to it on my way to work. I listened to it as I was doing things around the house. I thought maybe I'm just like gapping out because I'm like having a hard time with the narrator. So I sped it up a bit. I couldn't care about the characters. It just didn't grab my attention at all. And I tried really hard. I think I think I had like 3 or 4 hours left, and I'm like, I'm done. I can't. I'm tapping out because
Wow, so you didn't finish it either, huh?
I couldn't. I tried, and I was like this weekend we were driving. I'm like, I could try and finish it, and Chris like, don't even bother. I'm like, okay, because I like stories that are fast moving and have interesting punchlines and stuff like that. I guess for me, I didn't feel like the characters were deep enough in this.
What?
They weren't deep enough. Like I didn't really feel.
We kept getting told that they were like this.
Yeah, it was.
We kept getting told that this was the strong.
Don't tell me, show me.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, and that's a lot of things suffer from doing that. So
and that's what I think I had a hard time with is you're telling me a lot of stuff that occurs, or you're telling me, but I'm not seeing it happen. So
okay, that puts into words something that I've been trying to figure out why I feel the way I feel. I would read the book and be like, enough with the hyperbolic explanations and like she was a warrior with this spirit and she did this and she had it was like the descriptions of the fieriness of her soul and the blackness, crow's black hair and the this and the that. It got so overly descriptive for me at times. I was just like, I just want to know what happens. But like, we have a paragraph of describing each person or what they're thinking or feeling. But like, I don't know. I couldn't put it into words, like why it was annoying me. Because I usually kind of like those kinds of things. But if I have to hear about the glint in someone's eye and the way that their, face crinkled or this or that. I don't notice that kind of stuff about people in real life. I don't need that much description when I'm reading. And I know that's how writers get the point across, but sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was like,
to a degree,
like
no.
Kind of like, instead of saying he was so angry, you could put in his brow furrowed. So you can get instead of being told he's angry, see his brows furrowed. So that, but then you can stop it. Yeah, like I don't like a lot of flowery language and a lot of like emphasis on it. Just show me. I did like the intersectionality of this book though. That was pretty cool. I did like that.
Yeah, that was nice.
If you're going to have a fiery type of character, then do that through their dialogue, right? Like she bit off my ear, she bit off this person's head when she like bursted it. Like, show me more of that, or. And then the whole, I don't know. It was a lot of telling me what was going on and not actually showing me, and the characters didn't come through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so glad y'all have said everything you said. I still was positive. Like if we're looking at a positive negative here, I'm still positive on the book. But I did find my interest waning quite a bit. And when we get to talking about what else we've been reading, I have not read anything else new. I'm literally, now granted, it's also spooky season. I tend to go back and reread some of my favorite spooky books. That being said, I found that this month I finished this book and that was about it. And then the only other 2 things that I've read have literally been this last week when I've been off work. And just because I finished this and was like, oh, well, let me go through this. And then I just like ripped through them again. And I was just like, okay, obviously this was not holding my attention at all, because I found myself like going, maybe I'm going to listen to some music, or maybe I'll do a podcast instead. Okay. So and Sean was not able to join us. He did finish the book. Apparently, Jen, did you finish the book?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
And I read it physically. It is a very long book, like 500 something pages to read.
Yeah.
I will just say before we move on, like I did like the book overall. Like I wasn't crazy about the ending and the floweriness, but like the story itself, you know, it was decent.
Mhm.
But like I don't know. I just the stuff I already mentioned, and I forgot what else I was going to say. So I guess I'm not going to say it.
Okay, fair enough.
My brain is just gone. I was just going to thank Chris for picking a one-off and picking a book I already own, because like I mentioned in the chat, I had it already like months ago. So thank you for that. And it was nice to kind of read a spooky book about witches in Halloween season. So
yes, and I want to say thank you for that, because I mean we have tried previously on this show to like try to match a book kind of with the season or whatever. You really can't do it with Christmas unless you're just going to find something that's just hardcore, like, you know, something. But like we try to do like maybe a romance or something that has to do with love or whatever, you know, in February, and spooky whatever. So anyway, yes, thank you for that. What's interesting?
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
The other one more thing. I was getting very frustrated with the dynamic between the sisters, because I know they had all this weird history and they had like misunderstandings, but it seemed like the miscommunication trope was just driving me nuts. And I think I was taking it a little more personally, because I have a sister that is just not talking to my other sister and I for God knows what reason. And it, you know, it's hurtful, it's frustrating, it's stupid, it's all the things. So I'm just reading this book like, just fucking talk to each other. Just air out all the shit. Stop having these internal anger things and then just not seeing each other for months when you've got all this stuff going on. And then like when Agnes just like said, I'm leaving, and she goes off on her own when she's about to have a fucking baby. Like, why would you do that? Why would you just cut everyone off and have nobody there to help you, and then you go into labor and you're alone? You know? Sorry.
And caused a huge major problem. Like, had she not done that, like the book, because the book did, like, you know, a bunch of shit happens, you know, basically kind of puts them like in a really bad position. Had she not done that, we wouldn't have been in that position. And so it's like, I totally get that. And Chris, did you get to the point of the book? Did you get to the point of the book where they basically like finally have it out as to why they left?
So
okay.
I got all the way. I read to about, just before part 4. I got to around part 4. And then I've also haven't been feeling well the last few days. So I read at night, and I've just been conking out. And so today I read the epilogue and then part 5 and a little bit of part 4, just so I could kind of gauge it. So I think in reality, I only missed like a couple of chapters. So I didn't read the final battle. I read right at the end of what Juniper was doing. Like why Juniper, because in the epilogue, I'm like, she died. Wait a minute. And then I had to go back and figure out why she died, but not died anyway. And so and I'm like, okay, I get that. I don't like it, but I get it. But yeah, like much with the sisters, like I have one sister I haven't seen in years. And then my other sister, who I grew up with, we were talking, we're like, we love each other very much and we talk all the time. But if we were to like live together again, it would take, I think, 2 hours to slip back into our really crappy dynamics. And just it wouldn't take much. So just them leaving Juniper when she was 7, both of them at the same time. It wasn't even like one went first and then the next.
That was
They both left her with their dad. And they relied a lot on Mama Megs to be that buffer, not really realizing that like Mama Megs was old. She was their grandma. And then she died shortly after that. So she was stuck with her dad, and she was only 7, and her sisters just took off because they were angry at each other. And didn't say why. And they never, I do appreciate though that the author never actually said what the dad did. Just that it was just sort of implied that he was a violent man, but never went past that. And I appreciate that. I'm glad that nothing else was said.
The reason I say that is because when they do finally kind of have it out and it, you know, the truth comes out as to why they left and why, and the first thing that clicked in the back of my brain was Chris is gonna like this because she hates that trope.
I do.
Well, they did it at the worst possible time.
Yeah, you're the one that like voiced. You're like, no. Anytime a book does the whole, oh, we're not. Things have been horrible between us for years because of a misunderstanding because no one bothered to say their feelings or what happened or whatever.
Well, the fact that Beatrice and Bella and Agnes were in the same city and had been in the same city for years and still hadn't talked to her. And I don't know if they knew or didn't even know that they were in the same city.
They didn't know they were in the same city.
Yeah, they didn't
know.
Yeah, but they had been in opposite ends and were avoiding and wound up at there, and they didn't feel the tug or whatever it was, or if they did, they were like blatantly ignoring it. And I'm like, I can hold a grudge. I'm pretty good at it. I will hold a grudge for a very long time. But I feel like if I felt that tug with my sister, I would have eventually, after I'd cooled down, been like, okay, we need to fucking talk. What happened? Why did you tell Dad? Or why didn't you tell? Like, what did you do? What happened?
Yeah.
You know, away from everything. And
But then also, like, even after they were reunited, the three of them, they still went their separate ways for a while. Yeah. And then they didn't have the talk until like Agnes was on the birthing table.
Yeah.
Of all times. Like she's giving birth and they're having this heartfelt talk in the middle of that. Why is that the best time to be doing? You could have had this talk 9 months ago or anywhere in between. Anyway.
Or 7 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
So Chris and I were talking about like maybe a way how to like fix the story because there was like a lot of happening as well. And so one suggestion that I had was you break this into a trilogy and then you tell the story between each sister's point of view.
Yeah, each book has a sister's point of view.
And then you tie it all up at the end with, and I think you could have gotten more buy-in for the characters that way. And
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, because it kind of made them all, like you said, unlikable in a way, or not. You can't get invested because you're like, why are you doing that? That's so stupid. You're being unreasonable, and you can't really root for someone when they're just, I don't know, doing something dumb.
It goes back to, I mean, you know, let's be honest. I mean, we like a measure of reality in our books. At least a lot of us do. We like at least some measure of reality into it. But there's also some parts of reality we don't want to see in books, which is one of the major reasons why I did not care for, at least not as anywhere near as much as the first one, the second book of oh geez, what is it? The crap, I just blanked out on whatever it was. The one where the kid goes to find the 3 keys in the virtual kingdom.
Ready Player One?
Ready Player One. I didn't care for Ready Player Two because the book literally starts off with, hey, you know all that stuff you learned and the growth you had as a person? That's all out the window.
Yeah.
And I felt that way in this book. Like one of the sisters would be like, okay, I've got a temper. I need to get my temper under control. And I need to go do this. Nope, I'm pissed off. I'm going to go do my own thing. And then the oldest sister that is the smart one, and she's like kind of cowardly, and she's like, no, I need to be brave. I need to do this. Nope, I'm scared. I'm going to go run again. And it's just like, can we get some character growth and stick to it at least like a little bit? Because we take a step forward and we go 2 steps back. And
well, I mean, and in real life, you can't always, progress isn't always a straight line. I get it.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. In real life, that's fine. But in a book, I don't need all that.
In a one-off book, you got to.
That's true too. That is also true, Ray. Like in a one-off book, it probably should have 2 steps forward and 1 back is fine, but not like I said, not 1 forward and 2 back. But
I do find any.
We're hitting a lot of this stuff as to what we disliked. I am going to bring up, and I think it's pretty much already been said. My least favorite is, it just seemed to drag. Like we'd get off the ground. There would be something kind of interesting happen, and then and I think, like you said, Jen, it just got so flowery. It was just, dragged. And it's just like, we're back down on the ground again. Like we take off and we're back down again. It's just like, can we get going? I didn't really feel like it really took off and kept going until we got to the very end when they're just like, all right, well, this is how we're going to, conclude and basically, go after the main bad guy. I liked that battle. I liked kind of how it went. Because it was a very build up. I like the fact it wasn't just the 3 when they're looking out about to get burned and they're like, we need as many, people who want to become a witch or try to do magic to be there as possible. And they look out and they're just like, wow, there's a lot of people here who are going to stand up and do the right thing. I always like that type of thing in a, in a scene. But yeah, the rest of it is just like, just constantly we never got anywhere. So,
I will say the author did a good job of like kind of dragging out the villain story so that at least for me, I kind of had an idea, but I didn't know for sure what was going on until kind of the end. And so it was kind of nice to like, I don't know, have that suspense and not have the full story figured out in the first couple of, at least for me, like, I don't know, but maybe you guys figured it out, but
because at
we
first
thought someone else was the bad guy at the first.
Exactly. We thought it was what's her face. We thought it was the one woman, and then of course, as the book's going on, it's like, well, this dude seems like he's kind of bad. Could he maybe be the villain? Nope, because men can't do women's magic, so it can't be him. And then we find out, oh no, guys can do the magic. They just have to like. There's nothing inherent. You just have to be able to, like Chris said, be able to do the magic. And then it's just like, oh, so not only can he do the magic, like he's like he's a badass at
guy. Very powerful.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the things that we like the least, and I think for me, and I know part of this is for Chris as well. There's not a lot about the suffrage in this.
There's nothing. There's very little about the suffrage movement.
You said it in a time. So for me, when I hear that we're going to tell a story about something, so like the suffrage, and there's witches involved, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe you got witches on both sides, and some of them are trying to use magic to like get the rights and stuff like that, and they're like trying to influence and do those things, but like in a bad way. And then there's like good witches being like, no, you can't do that shit that way, and I don't know.
Which is how it started out a little bit.
Well, yes, you're right. It did.
It did start out that way, but then
But then it's like gone.
Because they got kicked out, and so then like Juniper got kicked out, so then it was just nope, we're gonna put that aside and focus on the Three Sisters. I did like New Cairo. I liked that there was all of those tunnels underneath the city. I'm like, more about that. I would love to know more about that. And I thought that was neat, but I wanted to know more. I think I just wanted to know more, and I didn't get.
Yeah, and how different cultures had their own kind of magic and words and ways to practice it. Like some sang it, some danced it, some said it. You know, it was kind of cool.
Yeah, when the Three Sisters showed up, like they weren't the original ones, but they were the ones with the spirits tied to the Tower of Avalon. That was pretty cool. I'm like, I read about them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah,
I like this. It finally got good, and then it didn't. It was good for a little bit, and then I got bored again. But again, I wasn't feeling very well, so I don't know.
So I have to admit this. So one of the first comments I was going to have when we started reading when I knew we were going to get together and discuss this book was, what is with the damn chapter names? Like, why is the chapter so long? And then as it kept going and it started doing more explaining, I was like, oh, so the chapter names are basically the spell and what components go into it, and then maybe a quick explanation. I was just like, okay, this makes sense, because literally in the very beginning of the book, it was like, the next chapter, and it's, it's part of a limerick or a nursery rhyme. And then it talks about something. And I'm just like,
well, see,
okay, so we need to talk to you about chapters.
I was confused with that.
No, I'm looking at the physical copy, and it's not like they're not named the chapters. It's just the rhymes are in italics. So I think maybe they were just reciting it. They weren't actually giving the title in the audio version. But maybe that's hard to tell.
Yeah, because they were reciting it like it was like, chapter whatever, and then it immediately went into that. Like you would say, so like the Bobbiverse books, how it was like, chapter 5, and then he gave like the star date or whatever. I was like, okay, so she's just really she really loves her chapter names. But yeah, so once it kind of clicked with me, I was like, oh no, she's reading off a spell or part of a spell or something like that.
I could see in the audiobook how that would come off like that was the name of the title of the chapter.
That's how it came across to me. So Ray's shaking his head. I guess he agreed with me. So what did you think of the writing? I thought the writing was okay. It just was slow. The pacing, something up with the pacing. It needs to be maybe another polished.
Like I already said, it was just a lot of fluff and extra stuff I didn't need. And
I liked pretty much all the character names. I thought it was cool. I liked all the sisters' names, but I really liked their names. And that their middle name was their mother name. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked that.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked and I liked I liked her idea of it. I just didn't particularly think it was. I just didn't. And then I go back to Goodreads and I'm like, okay, am I stupid? Did I miss something? Am I missing it? So if I really don't like a book that has rave reviews, I'll go to Goodreads and be like, am I the only one? Usually I'm not, and we agree on why we didn't like it, like the people in the reviews. But yeah, if I didn't like it, something that was beloved, I'm like, why don't I like it? It's like, oh,
it's like seeing a painting that everybody's like, oh, I love this painting. It's like,
yes,
sure.
I was sorry, Ray. I was about to throw you under the bus and be like, or seeing a New York bestseller book and be like, well, this it's kicking ass on that. It's got to be a good book. And then we read it and we're just like, what the hell is everyone talking about? Like,
yep, a couple times.
Yeah.
it's not something's not wrong with me. It's the whole universe is wrong.
yeah.
I picked a couple of those books, huh?
So
I think we all have.
I think everyone has. Everyone's got at least one. We went back and we're just like, I don't know what this one. So, would you read another book by the author?
She only has one more out.
Okay.
One, and it's
Oh, I thought there was two more.
No, she's just got one more. It's called The 10,000 Doors of January.
Yeah, and it's literally on the cover of the book. That's literally at the bottom of it. Author of the 10,000 Doors of January. So
Yeah, best-selling times author.
I
So
think she's got another one coming out this month. When I Googled
must
her,
have-
I was looking at
Okay.
yeah, but I'm not. It depends. It depends. I wouldn't initially say no, but this isn't the first time I've read the back of a book and then read it, and I'm like, two different people. They talk to each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that we haven't touched on, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts, Eugene, is narrator.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really have a problem with the narrator. I thought the narrator was fine. I think it was more so the story that she was reading that was the issue. I didn't
did have a
particularly
hard
like.
I did have a hard time knowing which character was talking sometimes. There wasn't a lot of voice variation with their different characters.
She could have done a little. Yeah, she could have definitely done a little more variation in the voices, but
And one thing that kept
I thought it was okay.
one thing that kept throwing me off. There's one character, and I can't remember which sister it is, but when she spoke, I'm like, I'm listening to Elastigirl. It sounded like Elastigirl to me. I can't get it out of my head now.
Part of me wants to go back. Either you need to go back and figure out who it was and tell me, or I'm gonna have to go back and listen to a little bit of it so I can see, because like that never jumped out at me. So
yeah, I'll tell you which sister it was, but one of them, every time she spoke, I'm like, why is Elastigirl in this?
I would say just because she's kind of fiery, I would assume it would be the youngest one. Juniper. I would assume it would be Juniper because Elastigirl's kind of fiery. So
yeah, no, it's just the way she was pronouncing things, and there was just anyway.
Yeah. Did the book impact your mood? Yeah, it just kind of was hard to get into at times, and I kind of felt myself like going off and doing something else, like listening to something else, or I've actually listened to quite a bit of music here recently. So, and I think, and so going on with that, since we're talking about it, yeah. So, when we talk about what else we've been reading, like I said, I haven't read anything new. I know not everyone in this show cared for Salem's Lot. I love that book. I freaking knocked it out in like 2 or 3 days. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is a clear indication I was not feeling that book. Like I kept thinking, well, it's okay. It's not that bad. But then, like I said, when I go back and look at it and you're just like, oh no, like you just plowed through that book again. And if you were really into this one, you would have at least gone through, because it took me 2 weeks to do this book.
Oh, that's a long time for you to get through a book.
And at double speed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to slow it down because the reading was like, bad or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just I'd do it a little bit, listen to it a little while, and I'd be like, let's do something else. So, any lingering questions? I know, Chris, you said you want to actually know more about some of the stuff, but
yeah, that's sorry. That's kind of it. It's just I liked lots of bits about it that it's almost as if it's like I wanted her to focus on just at least one of them more. Just wanted more of either the suffragists, the New Cairo, the magic, the Three Sisters of Avalon, something like that. It just wasn't enough in it. I wanted more.
Fair enough. Anyone else?
I just didn't quite get the ending. Like Chris said, she died, but she didn't.
Yeah.
I guess they bound her soul to something, so her soul's still alive and her body's dead, but like she said something about how she can still eat if she wants to prove that she can, and she can like touch things and move things. So it was just confusing to me. I wish that was explained a little better, like what actually happened to her.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of implied that whatever they did worked, but she's kind of stuck to the tower, which they moved to the land, So I don't know if anybody, well, I guess Eugene, you're the one that read the whole thing, but if you understood that any better than I did, because I was just kind of like, oh, that's it. Like, I'm glad she didn't fully die, but
yeah.
I saw. I mean, I looked at it as, oh, she's probably kind of like a ghost. But then again, like the whole reason why the main bad guy, why old boy was able to do what he was able to do, is he basically bound himself. Like he did the same thing, but he kept coming back over and over again. He kept rebinding
people's
himself.
Souls.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, but he was completely corporeal. So why is she not completely corporeal? Because it definitely sounds like she's
taking
like a
over
ghost.
other people's bodies, I think.
Yeah, so
like
maybe
he was stealing their souls. Well, and then the other thing, when he dies, because he's actually killed by his adopted daughter, who is the spell is broken or whatever.
Yeah,
that was weird too, because it's like his body dies, but then his soul just slithers out and is going towards the baby, which is why Juniper sacrifices herself. But that part was a little weird too, because I was like, but they were going to banish his soul, so why don't they just do the spell instead of? I guess they didn't have time.
That's what I wondered as well. Like, I don't remember. Was there something that was? Did they not have something to finish the spell or not? I don't remember. So, let's see. Any tropes that you enjoyed? Of course, we've already talked about the whole not talking to each other, and that's caused like 99% of the problems. Don't care for that one.
No, don't care for that trope. I don't know. I don't usually pick up on tropes a lot unless it's like glaringly obvious. And the miscommunication one is usually pretty obvious.
And that was a big one in this one.
That was a big one.
No tropes I enjoyed.
If you could ask the author anything, what would it be?
Where did this idea come from?
Like I'm like y'all. I like the initial idea of.
I really like that part
of because of the issue with women's suffrage at that time. It makes total sense to marry it to this idea of we've got to keep women down. Well, we've also got to keep witches down, and it's like, well, some of them can be one and the same. But yeah, the fact that there wasn't more of that, and it's like that's one of the major selling points to this book. On the back of the book and the reviews and everything, it's like, this is the time of women's suffrage and we're going to bring witches back. It's like, cool. That sounds cool. But I'm like, Ray, I wish there was more of that, because it kind of gets stamped out. Like we get a couple of examples where they do some really cool magic, like with the tree and stuff. And it's like, hey, we can do magic and we can like be good. We can be good witches and it doesn't have to be evil or whatever. And then that's all we get.
It kind of shifts from the suffragist movement to the workers' rights movement, which is also very interesting and noble, but it becomes more of a class movement, like the factory workers and the people being abused in that setting. So, I mean, still a good story or fight to have, but it's not what it was advertised as, like you guys said. So
I agree. Yeah.
I always like seeing, the little guy get something, win a fight. So I do appreciate that.
Special question I have. If this is the situation, if you could bring back magic, would you? And what would you do with the power? Chris.
Yes, obviously.
Obviously.
What would I do with it? I would teleport to places instead of flying. I would do that.
Me too.
And it would be like the Star Trek with the instant gratification of food. It'd be like, make this, and then it would be delicious. Things like that. Probably make myself immortal. Make everybody else immortal that I love. Nobody's dying, just so you know. If I get to
say, don't do it alone.
We already know how that goes.
I'd probably do stuff. It'd probably seem silly to other people. It'd be like, no, I'm gonna do this. It'd be fun. It'd be fun. Just fly everywhere, teleport. make magic food.
Why is Chris floating and painting the top of the house?
Fair enough. Ray, you bring back magic?
Oh yeah, you're stupid if you don't. Like,
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. Do you want superpowers or not? Let me think. Yeah, absolutely, bringing it back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Jen, you bringing it back? I already know the answer.
Yes, but there needs to be like a competency test, or because there's certain people I can think of that do not need to have this kind of power. They already have enough power and they're fucking shit up. So, I too would want to teleport, or be able to travel to see my friends and like just do things without having to go through the 20-hour flight or whatever. And
yeah, absolutely.
Just little conveniences. Because some of the things they say in the book, it's like, oh, that would be nice to not have to iron or get that stain out. It's stupid shit, but.
Oh, see, I would bring it back, and I would be, I know I would start with little stuff, but then I would be like, no, I've got to go find the big stuff. I've got to go find the really powerful magic. And then there's part of me that's just like, and then I think I may start a school. And I would be the Professor X, but for wizards and witches, and that would be freaking awesome. So, yeah.
I would choose that would move around. That's what I would do.
That would be cool.
That's fun.
That would be cool. Yeah. So I guess any final thoughts? I think we're kind of all on the same page. It was not a bad book. It just didn't grab us.
Yeah.
Didn't do what we expected.
Yes.
It was,
you thought it was a bad book. He didn't like it at all.
It wasn't for me.
Like, I would have been shocked if you liked it. Him and Sean.
Yeah.
I would have been shocked. It's not your thing.
It's not my cup of tea. And that's okay.
That's fine.
You know what? It's okay to not finish a book if it's not grabbing you. I have started books and walked away from them because I'm just like, I have limited time in my life and I don't want to spend it on this. So we need to normalize not finishing books.
Hell yeah. We need to normalize not finishing a lot of stuff, honestly. So I mean, I don't feel one bit bad that I started the second season of The Last of Us and was just like, nope, this is not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So,
I've done it with lots of shows. Oh, yeah.
It just, not to go into it, but essentially it's like, okay, the story is the girl and the guy. Mm-hmm. And okay, so that's not happening anymore. Well, at least we're going to get to explore this world of these kind of pseudo zombie. Oh no, this is just going to be human beings of two different factions being horrible to each other. I'm like, I can get that anywhere else. No, I'm done. So
great. Another Walking Dead, basically.
Yes, no, that's exactly that's the exact problem right there, Jen. That's exactly why I stopped it, because I'm just like, this is going to be The Walking Dead. And my expectation was, no, we've at least got different zombies. Like we've got one that can be quiet. We've got like basically like a tank version. I'm like, this could be interesting having different versions of these monsters. And it's like, no, we're just going to watch an ultra religious group and an ultra militarized group, like basically torture each other. And I'm just like, done. So I've come to the conclusion that like there's so many books I want to read and other content I want to consume that I'm consuming it so fast that I don't even remember most of it within a few months. Mm-hmm. So if I am going to spend the time on it, it's basically to enjoy it while I'm reading it.
Yeah.
And remember a little of it. But so if I'm not enjoying it while I'm reading it, fuck it. I'm just going to move on to something I will enjoy because
and that's a good way to look at it.
I can't keep track of them all.
No, and you're absolutely right. I guarantee there are certain books I could go back and be like, did I like that one or not? Like I kind of remember what happened in it, but like I'm going back and playing retro games right now, and in some cases I'm like, I remember the first level. I don't remember anything past this. Like it's almost like it's a brand new game to me, which is also kind of fun, but also it's just like, did it just not hit me? I don't know. Anyway. So our next book that we're going to be doing next month is Sean's pick. And it is Red Dwarf, Infinity Welcomes Careful Drivers by Rob Grant and Doug Nair? Not quite sure. So that is our book for November. And then if we do an episode in December, it's going to be our 100th episode. So we got to figure something out. Maybe not something huge, but we got to do something to commemorate it. So, because 100 is a big number. So
it is. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And this show has been, even though we started the Epically Geeky show again, like to be week to week, and then we went to monthly again. This show has been nothing but monthly. So it is literally 100 months plus, because we did skip a couple of months there that we've been doing the show. So that's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and move on into what else we've been reading. Would anyone like to go first? Tell you what, I'm going to go first because mine's very quick. Like I said, I haven't been reading anything new. It's all stuff that, well, I say all stuff. Salem's Lot. I like that book. I don't think many of the people on the show liked it, but you know what? I love it, and I tend to go back and reread it. I'm also currently redoing 4 Past Midnight, which is also a Stephen King book. It's basically 4, not short stories, but yeah, 4 short stories essentially. And I like those short stories as well, so that's what I'm doing. One other quick thing though, Salem's Lot, I re-download it every single time, I listen to it. They did change one thing. The foreword is no longer written by, or read and written by Stephen King, because it was written a long time ago, and it's him kind of thinking, back to when he wrote this book. It's actually done by Joe Hill. And so it's him reflecting on his dad writing the book or whatever, which was kind of interesting. So, it's kind of cool to hear his thought process on like how this book his dad wrote was like his second or third book, like basically changed the way people thought about modern vampires. And he was like, it's kind of a cool thing. The old man got it right. So, So that's what I've been reading. Ray, what else you been reading?
So reading, this was my main focus, was trying to get through this, and it didn't work. So the only other thing I've really been listening to consistently is campaign 3 of Critical Role. And
okay.
As I'm listening to it, it's kind of like an audiobook for me, where I'm listening to them tell the story, right? And it's a lot of fun. So
nice. Chris?
What was last month's book? We took book last month. I'm trying to remember if I was a part of it.
Book. I don't remember right offhand. Tell you what.
Because I don't think I remember Beware of Chicken, and then we read the second.
Beware of Chicken, I think.
Was it Beware of Chicken?
That's right. It was Beware of Chicken. You're right.
Beware of Chicken. So, and I had already read the second Beware of Chicken. Okay. So I got on this, there's this series by Carissa Broadbent. It's like a vampire romantasy series. But it's kind of cool because it's couplets, and then sometimes there's like a one-off, but it's all the same world, like the same universe. So I got on that. So one of them was The Songbird and The Heart of Stone. And then I downloaded a free audiobook. It was called, Trial of the Sun Queen or something like that. And then the second one was The Rule of the Aurora Night. And it was, I would have loved this, like ate it up like 10, 15 years ago, because that's when I first started reading this kind of stuff, and I would have loved it. Now I listen to it and I'm like, oh my God. Oh, everybody's so freaking dramatic and broody. It's so romantasy tropey, like every stereotype of a romantasy. That's what this is, except now I got it. I have to know now. So there's a third book. Eventually I'll get, just to wrap it up, just so I know how it ends. And then I read another Carissa Broadbent one, which was The Fallen and The Kiss of Dusk. I don't know who comes up with these titles. It's a lot. It's a mouthful. I feel like they need to be shorter. And that one was fine. And then I downloaded a free, it's kind of like a digital omnibus of like, it's 1 through 10 of this book series called The Torrent Witches by Tess Lake. And it's 10 books. They're really short. They're only like 6.5 hours long. Super cozy, super, very low stakes kind of murder mystery, but they're witches. And it's in this coastal little small touristy town called Harlot Bay. The first one was Butter Witch, and it's about a butter carving contest. Somebody dies, like one of the competitors dies, and she's got to figure it out. And her like family's all witches, and they're really cool. I like this because I'm listening to The Torrent Witches at the same time I was reading my pick, and I'm just like, I want to go back to The Torrent Witches. I want to know about their I want to know about them more because they're fun. So I read Butter Witch, or listened to Butter Witch and Treasure Witch, and now I'm on Hidden Witch.
Okay.
It's fun. It's just fun. They're by Tess Lake. I like the narrator. I forget who she is, but she's fun. They're just like, I think I'm definitely in a cozy, low stakes phase where everything just kind of has to be not so dire all the time.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. And good stuff happens. Like the worst thing happened to one of the witches. They bought a new coffee espresso machine off the internet, and it was like super, it was like a Italian Japanese hybrid with like 38 dials, and it blew
Mhm.
off her eyebrow. So then they had to figure out how to grow it back, and then the spell went awry, and a jungle grew in their house. Like that's the kind of
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Shenanigans.
I know I've sent you that meme that's like the phrase "a bowl of mac and cheese" could technically be a current book at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
it could be. I'd read it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there a car in it? Sure. Baking competition? Sure.
hell yeah, Jen. What else you been reading?
Well, because I'm on my phone, I can't check Goodreads because if I leave the screen, then I leave the call.
Fair enough.
And my computer has been restarting since we started the call an hour ago, and it's still not ready.
Oh.
So I don't know because I can't remember every book I've read since the last time we were on. I know I started Oliver Sacks' book, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat, several months ago, and I got a few chapters in, and then I had to start reading other things for my other podcast, Sustainably Geeky, and I read The Golden Toad for that one, which was, I don't think I've talked about this on the show yet, but written by two brothers who, it's a nonfiction book about basically their search for what made the golden toad disappear from the forest, right, the elfin forest of Costa Rica. So that was a cool book and interview. I feel like I read another book for the podcast that I can't think of. And yeah, like I know I've read other books in the last couple months. I just can't access my list because technology hates me. So those are the two I can think of off the top of my head.
I'm sorry about that.
Yup, it's fine.
All righty. I guess with that, let's go ahead and move on into our social media stuff. Where can we find you online, Ray?
Throw out to Nitty on Instagram.
Chris?
Moody Midlife on Instagram.
Jen?
At Head's Gonna Be Me on Instagram and now on Blue Sky.
Oh, okay.
Trying
Doing the
that
Blue Sky
out.
thing too, huh?
Yeah, I got off that other one.
Good. Because there's nothing there for anyone anymore.
Well, I'm on it. I didn't close my account, but like I don't post. I don't look at it.
Yeah, fair enough. So, and as always, you can check us out at epicallygeeky.com, where you can find all the shows we do, including the Epically Geeky Show, Marginally Geeky, Creatively Geeky, Sustainably Geeky. And then if you wander on over to YouTube, you can find all of those shows, and also our EG Live show, where I've been doing it basically once a week on Thursdays with our buddy Cy, where we talk about a couple of pop culture news stories. And then I've recently started streaming old retro video games with EG Games. So if you right now, because it's spooky season, I've been doing Castlevania games, and I've been going through the NES, Super Nintendo, so on and so forth. So yeah, honestly, if you're still listening to the show, we greatly appreciate it if you go over to YouTube and like and subscribe. And you could even subscribe to the audio version there. You might just have to have it, playing the video in your background on your phone, but you also get the pre-show stuff. If we do any pre-show stuff, that will be over on YouTube as well. And I may go ahead and leave that in for this episode, just so that if you're still listening to the audio version, you can get a taste of what all you're missing over there. So,
you can
and
hear
then
me
as always,
bitching.
What?
You can hear me bitching at the beginning.
Well, there you go. So, and you can hear me talking about whatever it was I was talking about, because I don't even remember at this point. As always, you can find my individual wacky adventure online at Optimus Gene on Instagram. I think that's pretty much it for everyone on the site. Have a good night.